Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. We are looking at what is absolutely a monumental judicial crisis for our republic right now. We need to walk through exactly what just happened in our courts, step by step, to really grasp the sheer gravity of this situation. Yesterday, a first instance verdict of treason was handed down against President Yoon Suk-yeol. Just let that sink in for a second. Treason. To really understand how we arrived at this unbelievable courtroom decision, we have to look at the exact chain of events that led us here. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this staggering number right here, 7,000. Before we get into any twisted legal theories, we have to look at the physical reality on the ground. North Korea launched 7,000 filth balloons right into our territory. That's the massive scale of the provocation we were dealing with. And it wasn't just a one-off thing either. We are talking about 33 separate occasions, 33 attacks. And these weren't just harmless stunts. These filth balloon attacks caused actual human casualties and inflicted significant physical damage to major facilities across the country. That is the intense reality of the provocations we were facing. And this brilliantly illustrates the reality of the situation when you put them side by side. On one hand, you have North Korea's relentless barrage, 7,000 balloons, 33 attacks, real human and property damage. And on the other hand, what was our response amidst all those countless provocations? We scattered informational leaflets over North Korean territory using unmanned aerial vehicles. That's it. It was merely a low-level response. Sending leaflets via UAVs to counter a massive filth balloon attack is, honestly, the most measured standard defense measure you can take. Just a totally legitimate, low-level response to an ongoing threat. So the crucial point is how this was completely twisted by the judiciary. They looked at this simple leaflet operation and wove it into this massive, severe allegation. They claimed this was intentionally inducing North Korean provocation specifically for the purpose of justifying martial law. And based entirely on that twisted logic, applying the charge of treason to a legitimate defense, President Yoon was hit with a 30-year prison sentence. 30 years! Imagine that, 30 years for treason, all stemming from a basic, low-level response to thousands of balloon attacks. But it doesn't stop there. The legal consequences rolled right down the chain of command. Heavy sentences were also slapped on the military generals, the commanders who were simply responsible for planning and executing this completely normal leaflet operation. Now look at this glaring double standard. It is literally a tale of two leaders. On one side, you have President Yoon, who takes a measured, legitimate response to North Korea and is punished with treason. On the other side, you have a rival figure who made illegal financial transfers to the North, became president through election fraud, and somehow magically had their trials suspended. And get this, that same rival figure is currently, right now, intimidating the prosecutors, trying to force them to withdraw their indictments entirely. So the one who committed actual crimes is bullying the prosecutors, while the one who defended the country is locked up for treason. It's completely absurd. Which leads exactly to this point. This is something a North Korean judiciary would do. Seriously. Punishing a legitimate response against North Korea with treason, that is exactly how a politically motivated, regime-controlled court operates. Let's move to how this builds to the ultimate reality we're facing. It's not the president who committed treason here. This judicial ruling itself is an act of treason. It is a literal rebellion by the judiciary against the very liberal democratic foundations of the Republic of Korea. So, I want to leave you with this final, crucial question. If they are going to punish a president who took a totally legitimate response to North Korean attacks with treason, for whom exactly is this judiciary acting? Think about that. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.